Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the 2024 NFL draft picks and grading them now, how they performed so far after year one. Whether you agree or disagree, make sure you guys drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's just get right into it. Number 1, Caleb Williams. D+. While Caleb Williams' overall passing stats look solid, the film tells a different story. He struggles with processing, often holding onto the ball way too long, leading to a staggering 68 sacks this season, just shy of the record. It's a glaring issue, especially with an average offensive line that gave him enough time. Caleb's talent is undeniable, but this year exposed some significant flaws in his decision-making. Hopefully adding Ben Johnson can put Caleb back on the right track to becoming the star we all know he can be. Jayden Daniels. A+. Daniels completed 69% of his pass attempts for 3,568 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions to go along with almost 900 yards on the ground and 6 touchdowns. They led the Washington Commanders to a 12-5 record, their best mark since 1991, that led them to their Super Bowl 26 victory, and they're just 2 wins away from repeating that. His dual threat ability continues to shine, his leadership has been instrumental in elevating his team. It's hard to find a single fault with how he's been performing this year, and he's everything you want in a franchise quarterback. Number 3, Drake Maye. A+. Drake faced arguably the worst supporting cast in NFL history. Nonetheless, Drake Maye shined. Maye flashes some serious potential, throwing for 2,276 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions in 13 game appearances. Yet he managed to piece together a respectable 70 PFF grade. For a project quarterback who started the season on the bench, this is remarkable. His ability to rise above circumstances has turned heads, proving he's more polished than anybody expected. Number 4, Marvin Harrison Jr. B-. Marvin had some flashes of brilliance this season with 62 catches for 885 yards and 8 touchdowns, but he didn't quite live up to the sky-high expectations. Whether it was inconsistent play or issues with a scheme fit, this wasn't exactly a dominant year most people were hoping for. Still, his talent is undeniable and there's plenty of room for growth. Joe Alt. B+. Joe Alt was one of the most polarizing picks in the first round, but in hindsight, it's looking like they made the right call of him over Malik Nabers. His impact on the offensive line has been significant, particularly when you consider that Ladd McConkey's selection has really worked out for them. The team seems to be building a solid foundation from up front. Number 6, Malik Nabers. A. Malik Nabers lived up to the hype this season, cementing himself as one of the league's top young receivers. His route running, explosiveness, and playmaking, and ability to win contested catches made him a nightmare for opposing defenses. Malik Nabers set the Giants' single-season record for receptions with 109 and just cracked the 1,200-yard mark. Number 7, J.C. Latham. B-. J.C. Latham had a solid rookie season, standing out as one of the top 2 linemen on the Titans. While not perfect, he provided us stability and showed flashes of dominance in pass protection and run blocking. He looks like a key piece for the Titans moving forward. Number 8, Michael Penix Jr. B. This was the most shocking pick of the NFL draft, but after paying Kirk Cousins top of the market money, they drafted his replacement in the same offseason. Michael Penix had a respectable season, showing his potential as a star quarterback. While there were some ups and downs, his deep ball accuracy and ability to stretch the field were clear highlights. There's plenty to build on as he gains more experience in the league, and the grade could be even higher if they hadn't made the move to get Kirk Cousins in the offseason. Number 9, Rome Odunze. C+. Rome Odunze had a bit of a rough season, catching about half of his passes thrown his way for just over 700 yards and 3 touchdowns. While he made some big plays here and there, consistency in key moments held him back, but his rookie campaign left something to be desired compared to his college dominance. Number 10, J.J. McCarthy. Incomplete. J.J. McCarthy's season is incomplete due to a season-ending injury he suffered in the preseason. Things look good for his career since Sam Darnold was able to thrive in this offense, and if he can, anyone can. The jury is still out on what J.J. McCarthy can bring to the table, but his future is looking bright. Number 11, Olu Fashanu. B+. Olu Fashanu had a strong rookie campaign, showcasing why he was such a highly touted draft prospect. His pass protection has been particularly impressive, holding his own against some of the league's best edge rushers. While his run blocking wasn't elite, it was solid enough to give hope for continued improvement. His natural athleticism and technique stand out, making him one of the most promising young linemen in the league. With a bit more polish, Fashanu could become a cornerstone for this team's offensive line. Number 12, Bo Nix.
A+.
Bo Nix has proven himself to be one of the most exciting young quarterbacks of this season, throwing for 3,775 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions, completely changing the narrative around his game. His leadership, mobility, and decision-making have made him one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this season. He's not just played well, he's been exceptional, especially for the lack of run game the Broncos have had this season.
Number 13, Brock Bowers. A+.
Brock Bowers is a playmaker who brings a kind of explosive potential that few can match. His ability to impact the game as a tight end is unrivaled, creating mismatches with defenders and consistently finding the end zone. His season has been nothing short of spectacular, breaking nearly every single rookie tight end record there is, and doing this all with Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell at quarterback.
Number 14, Taliese Fuaga. B-.
Fuaga had an up-and-down rookie year, showing moments of dominance while also having some inconsistency. He has the size and raw talent to be a key contributor, but he needs to fine-tune his game. Still, there's enough upside to remain optimistic for his future.
Number 15, Laiatu Latu. B+.
Latu had a very solid season, totaling 4 sacks and 3 forced fumbles, and offering reliable play in the passing game. Offering reliable play against the pass game and getting to the quarterback consistently. He wasn't the flashiest player on the field, but he made plays when it counted and showed the potential to develop into a true weapon as he gains more experience.
Number 16, Byron Murphy. B-.
Byron Murphy had a mixed season, showing flashes of elite play while also being inconsistent at times and being injured for most of the season. However, when you watched his pass rush reps, he clearly showed that he was able to beat one-on-ones and even sometimes eat up 2 blockers and still get pressure on the quarterback.
Number 17, Dallas Turner. B-.
Dallas Turner was a bit raw coming into the league, and this year he showed some flashes while also struggling with consistency. His potential is clear, but he needs to refine his game to take the next step given time, and he could become a force on defense.
Amarius Mims. D-.
This was one of the most puzzling picks in the draft in my opinion. He was forced into a starting role when Trent Brown went down early in the season, and his clear-wise grade went higher. Mims struggled this season and didn't show progress that we hoped. It's too early to completely write him off, but his performance did not inspire much confidence.
Number 19, Jared Verse. A+.
Jared Verse has been nothing short of spectacular. While only having 4.5 sacks, he's top 3 in pressures this season, proving that he's one of the best defensive prospects in the league. His ability to disrupt the quarterback and effect on the game is elite. His performance this year put him at the very top of his class while quickly becoming a top 10 edge rusher in the NFL.
Number 20, Troy Fautanu. Incomplete.
Troy Fautanu hasn't seen enough action to fully grade him, but his talent is apparent. He needs some time to develop, but his upside is certainly there for somebody who's continuing to show he can be a key player on this offensive line.
Number 21, Chop Robinson. B+.
Chop has been a very steady and solid player this season. Despite being a project player going into the year, he ended up with 6 sacks, but he's been a reliable asset for the Dolphins and was even able to contribute to their pass rush because Bradley Chubb missed the entire season. And he's been one of the best players on the Dolphins this year.
Number 22, Quinyon Mitchell. A+.
Quinyon Mitchell was absolutely dominant this season, showing elite performances at every turn. His ability to make plays and contribute in key moments has helped elevate his team significantly, and his future is incredibly bright.
Number 23, Brian Thomas Jr. A+.
Brian Thomas has been a standout performer this season, leading all rookies with 1,280 yards and 10 touchdowns, contributing at a high level and consistently proving that he's one of the best receivers in the league. He's earned this A+ with his exceptional leadership on the field and continued to improve with garbage quarterbacks like Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones.
Number 24, Terrion Arnold. C-.
Arnold's season didn't live up to the expectations, and he struggled in key situations and didn't make the impact fans hoped for at the beginning of the year. He has potential, but his season showed that he needs to work on being more consistent.
Number 25, Jordan Morgan. Incomplete.
Jordan Morgan hasn't played nearly enough to evaluate him fairly, and his early signs show promise. With more time and experience, he could become a contributor, but right now it's too soon to make a final judgment, even though he got an 82 PFF grade in just 189 snaps.
Number 26, Graham Barton. C-.
Graham has shown flashes of potential, but overall his performance has been underwhelming. He didn't make the strides that people were hoping for, and his development is still a work in progress.
Number 27, Darius Robinson. incomplete.
Robinson had limited opportunities to prove himself, so it's hard to make a fair evaluation. He shows some raw talent, but needs some time on the field to showcase what he can really do at this level. But the Cardinals have such a thin front four that he could start next season.
Number 28, Xavier Worthy, C.
Worthy's performance has been disappointing with just over 600 yards on 100 targets, especially considering his impressive 40-yard dash time, which was the best in NFL history. Despite the speed, he ranks 80th in yards per catch, which indicates a lack of consistency and impact in games.
Number 29, Tyler Guyton, F.
Tyler Guyton has had a rough year, unfortunately earning an F grade. He struggled in multiple areas, and it's clear that he's not an NFL caliber player to this point, and he has not made any impact whatsoever for the Cowboys offense.
Number 30, Nate Wiggins, B+.
Nate Wiggins has been a solid contributor with a B+ grade. He's shown growth and consistency in his play, becoming a very dependable player for this team. Wiggins' development this year bodes well for the future. His breakout happened right around the time that the Ravens went from the 32-ranked pass defense to the number 1, and Wiggins was a huge part of that.
Number 31, Ricky Pearsall, B-.
Ricky Pearsall has been another consistent performer, earning a B- grade. He's shown that he's been able to be relied upon when they needed somebody to make a play, and his ability to step up in crucial moments is a huge asset to the team. Despite getting shot right after being drafted, he was able to produce while Debo and Ayuk were hurt and garbage.
Number 32, Xavier Legette, D.
Legette's performance has been very underwhelming, and the Panthers traded up to get him. It raises questions about their decision-making processes, and he's lost them multiple games, and Ladd McConkey was still on the board at that point. That makes this pick feel like a huge missed opportunity. And that's all for today's video. Let me know which draft pick you think was the biggest surprise, or who you think should have been graded higher or lower, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth analysis on all things NFL. See you next time.